Hello reviewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Future Friday, we're gonna talk about electric scooter, specifically Ather 450x. So let's dive right into it. Now, what exactly we are talking about? We are talking about a small company, a startup basically, that was founded in 2013 in IIT Madras. Now, this core corporation is resides on Bangalore, Karnataka, India, and this was started by these two gentlemen, Taran Mehta and Swapni Jain. So this is the company logo. Now be mindful, if you watch very old video as in like 5 years ago, the logo was different, and some old PCB has their old logo. It changed. So why they are specifically focusing on scooties? So that is a very unique thing, because I have already covered another Indian startup company known as Ultraviolet, and they are going for superbike. Now they are aiming for scooties simply because scooties are far more popular now in India, because in India, like we are still like, even though people can afford cars, like just because of the amount of people there, it's impractical most of the times. Like, dude, all it will do is get you stuck in traffic. So people are like, dude, scooty is awesome. Now as people get older in their life, they realize that muscle power is really wasted at that point in time. You do not want to fight with your bike where you're like, okay, go to this gear or that gear or that gear. And the moment somebody realized that scooty can have CVT and they put it there, like basically scooty to go off flat out, simply because you don't want to fight with your vehicle. You just want to, like, get on it, right place from place A to place B. That's it. You don't want to fight on it. And realizing that utility advantage, it's much more suitable for urban environment. Electric vehicles are not very suited for like a very long range kind of scenario, and scooties are never even thought of as a long range vehicle. You're not gonna plan like, hey, I'm gonna do a scooty ride to, like, Mount Everest or something like that. You're gonna talk about motorbike and all that. I don't mean exact Mount Everest, but you get the point, like mountain riding and all that. So urban use wise, scooty is perfect choice. And because scooty is always thought of as a, like, low range equipment, you don't plan your weekend trip on scooties. The average day-to-day travel, basically from it left your house and it came back, the average day-to-day is very small. What does that mean? That simply means electric battery technology that exists today covers 99.999% of it. It's like, fundamentally, there are only few people in this planet that's like, no, I'm gonna ride on a scooty on day-to-day basis where I can exceed the range of this puppy. In cars, some people do, some do, but on scooty that number is zero. So fundamentally, that's why they are focusing there. A, it's much more popular right now. B, is far more well suited for urban uses. And C, the people do not have range anxiety simply because nobody uses it for that far out. So actually, practically speaking, it actually has much further range. So Ather 450x we are talking about. Now this has a tank capacity, basically 2.9 kilowatt hour battery bank size. And the earlier generation, basically this is a second gen product. The first gen product, they were utilizing 18650 cells, the cells that was used in original Tesla motor and used in your laptops, drill batteries, things of that nature. And now everybody is switching to bigger cells. The bigger the cell, the better it is, and that was the whole point of Tesla battery. They are going bonker cell size. Bigger the cell, the more efficient it becomes. So this time they are going bigger in cell. And the battery bank, basically it's mounted, floor mounted. The benefit of that, it basically allows the center of gravity to be closer, which makes it more stable. That's awesome. And it gives them a lot of trunk space, so to say. And the motor wise, what they are using, most of the time most people use BLDC. They are doing a bit different. They're going for 6 kilowatt. That's a lot of power. PMSM motor, aka permanent magnet synchronous motor, which is very powerful in terms of, but RPM is ludicrously high. And it has a like 7-inch dashboard. They're not going with a weird design of like having analog meters, just a LCD screen. Now because the RPM is high, they have two-step geared down. Generally in electrical system, if you are either hub mounted or body mounted, if you are talking about body mounted, you will have like one small pinion and one large gear, but this time they have to do it two-step because apparently the RPM is too damn high on this motor. So but it is powerful system. So this is what we are talking about exactly. Now many times many people, specifically in India, many companies don't actually last. Even though they have a lot of financial backing, they don't actually make an impact because they don't have USP. It's most of the time I've seen many Indian companies just like, I'm making it cheaper, or I'm making it for Indian audience. There is no effort put into it. There is no, like, what you call signature there. But Ultraviolet like kind of like shook my mindset on that. It's like, no, at least some Indian people are working their ass off to change that mold where it's just like, we just make things cheaper. And their USP proves that fundamentally, even though it's a battery system, even though it cannot technically exceed 100 kilometer per hour. For a scooty, most people don't drive it at that fast. Most people don't even touch 70 kilometer per hour on this, because it's an urban vehicle, but they aimed for high performance. So because of the electric motor nature of it, the torque feel is very good, and fundamentally everybody who has ridden on it, they are like, dude, this fundamentally feels better than very expensive scooty. Now again, expensive scooty will go much higher top speed, but this will feel much more torquey. It's like, in a stop and go traffic, this will feel much more responsive. And it also has a reverse function, and I was like, thank you, this is awesome. Like I'll give you a simple example. My father had a big motorbike, basically Pulsar series. It was an awesome bike, riding quality awesome, but he simply has to sell it simply because it was too frustrating to park that puppy, and it was like very difficult. This has a reverse function. Now you're like, no, it's scooty is lightweight, why the heck you need reverse function? Think of it this way. You came from office, you are already exhausted, you already dealt with traffic. Do you really want to deal with your scooty also at that point in time? Now you're like, if you have nothing else to do, you will do that. It's like, but if you had a choice, this has that choice, because it's an electrical motor system. Scooties can't have reverse gear without adding planetary gearbox, and those are very expensive, so it's not fine, default edition on combustion vehicles, but this just electrical circuit. So it has a reverse function. Benefit, you can just easily park it. Now they did put speed limit on that. It's limited to 3 kilometers per hour, but it's awesome. Specifically people who are like tired. If like you are a human, you get tired, you're like, okay, just go in, easy, done, awesome. So these are little touches that like, whoa, somebody thought of that. It's like, it's awesome. And it has a very big trunk space, because the battery is floor mounted. The trunk space is huge. It's 22-liter trunk space, so it's good. And somebody thought of that. Hey, what if you are in a place where you don't have GG amount of lights, or you are not utilizing in daytime? What if you need to find something in that large trunk space? They have a LED space inside it. It's like somebody put some thought into that. That's awesome. And because they have such a giant touchscreen, so to say, it also has inbuilt navigation. For some reason, to this day, I do not figure out why the heck your mobile basically car dashboard needs to connect you to your phone. It's like, dude, anybody who's buying a car can afford a SIM plan. Fundamentally, in India, it's like free. We get SIM cards for free. Money running cost is free. So it's like, just put the goddamn thing. It's like I have to connect it, and I have to connect it via USB. Otherwise, the advanced functions won't work. I'm like, why? So fundamentally, they have the inbuilt system. It has its own SIM card, so you don't even have to think about it. It's like it has its own. You don't have to connect or do anything. It's like, awesome. Finally, somebody put some effort on that. And the plug wise, that's kind of a bit odd, but they did something very smart. They are utilizing universal plug. Now that plug will look a bit bonkers for a scooty, because those plugs are designed for cars. But here's the benefit. Imagine it this way. You go to a charging point. Most charging points are built for cars. This will directly accept them. And if you build their charging station, you can charge a car also. Now, of course, the charging station, so to say, all they are is basically AC bridge. They have three-phase data that directly goes into the vehicle, but it has a way of communicating how many amps that car can draw, because car can go YOLO. It's like, let me draw 50 amps of power, and plug system, because they have no other safety system, all it will do is trigger a circuit breaker. And benefit of that will be that it will not catch on fire. Side effect would be that it's off, your car is no longer charging. So that charge point that everybody is like, charging station, all it is just a way of communicating, dude, only drain 20 amp, only drain 50 amps. So if you have a charging point, even if it's a lower one, it can easily charge your car. It will just take longer. So that's a really clever touch. Like, that's like somebody put some time into that. So I'm really happy with this kind of approach. It's not just like cheaper best. No, it's like somebody put some time into this. Now, public relation. Now, the sole reason why, even though ISRO has done some amazing work, they have issues where like most young people don't want to join them, and like, nobody even knows about them, seriously speaking, is simply because PR department. Now, PR department is a very crucial thing, not only for stock market, but also for public relationship. Like, that's the whole point. Relationship is like, people have to invest in you. Like, fundamentally, it's like, why the heck every engineer that comes out of any college is like, I want to work on Tesla, or I want to work on SpaceX. Why? PR department. It's like, if Blue Origin is like, okay, I have 100 openings, and SpaceX is like, I have 10 openings, SpaceX will get 10,000 people, and Blue Origin would be lucky to get even 100. They are happening. Like, this is a normal thing. Like, they are complaining about it. It's like, we are having a talent hire issue. Yeah, because everything you do is secret, and nobody, like, smart people, like truly capable smart people, they have different kind of mindset than average public. Average public is like, to get me a job, like I need to feed myself. Smart people, they want to apply themselves. They are like, to give me a challenge, and I want to make a name of myself. They think differently. For them, PR department is the key. Like, because if they see like, this company is very open about things, if this company is like seriously communicating their ideas well enough, then they know, like, what if I developed a battery bank for them, my name will be shared. Like, that's how every Tesla engineers, like Tesla battery day engineer was on the stage with Elon Musk. So it was not just like, some guy who owns the company yelling about things. That was awesome. So PR department is a very neglected thing in many Indian companies. So fundamentally, their website is the first thing you can check out. Like, if their website is lame, you know for a fact that they are really not serious about this. Does not mean their product is bad. Simply they are not serious about PR. They are very good on that. So I'm like awesome. And when they are talking about showroom, like same way Apple works very hard. Like, whether you like Apple or not, I hate Apple, fundamentally wants them to die, but I still respect the fact that they put a lot of effort into PR department, and you go to their shop, you feel differently. And same way, they actually started to put some effort into their showroom. So they call it Ather Space, so to say. And the experience of the showroom is very different, because they know they are a new coming company. So how do they sell you on that? They have a exhaust pipe, hanging exhaust pipe in every basically showroom they're gonna open, and it says from 1905 to 2016 or 18, I think. It's basically, the idea is petrol engines came and they died. That's the first basically thing you see, and you're like, damn, somebody put some effort into that. It's like they're enjoying the fact that we are not, oh, we don't have 100 years of history. No, we are young, we are new, because we are replacing the old. So that's like, they put so much effort into that. It's amazing. And another aspect is, like, most of the car engines nowadays, you see, you can't see anything. Like, good luck trying to find where actually is the spark plug. It's like more medium range car, they have like plastic shroud on top of a plastic shroud. It's like you can't see anything. They, here on this thing, they have a naked body in every shop. Like, that's their requirements. Like, you have to have a naked body on the show floor. Basically, you can see, like, you can go and see, oh, this is the battery bank, this is the motor, this is the belt they are using. It's amazing. Like, they are wearing the fact that they are engineering kind of background. They are wearing that fact, like they have a battery bank. Now, how do you give people comfort that, hey, this is an electrical system, what happens in a rain? You just simply have the battery bank in a bathtub. So they have done that. Like, again, the bathtub is not that big, but it's a bit bigger than battery bank, but you get the point. It's like somebody put some effort into this. Like, no, you go into this place, it's like, oh, sir, buy this car or this color or this, like, I'll give you this. No, it's like, enjoy the experience. Like, thank you. Like, this is the reason why Indian company Micromax, which was huge, they were printing money, that disappeared the moment another cheap company came along, simply because all they were doing is making cheap and best. They had nothing, no soul, nothing. This company is not doing that. So I'm really, really happy about it. Even their YouTube page, I do not touch Facebook, so don't ask me about that, but their YouTube page shows like somebody put some effort. Heck, their video that was launched in 2015, that's awesome. It's like, whoa. From 2015, they're documenting their step of every steps. It's awesome. So public relationship, super awesome. So what we can expect in the future? Now, fundamentally, I'm really happy this company is also trying to break the mold of Indian thought thinking of cheap and best to no, best of the best. They are going for best of the best. That's the whole point. And I'm really happy about this. And it shows what is possible in India, because India has no shortages of any kind. But for some reason, we still have to have this habit of, like, even ISRO, like, for example, like, we have the engineering, we have the metal, we have the budget, we have everything. Heck, we even have cheap labor. Why the heck our first instinct is, let's buy this engine from freaking Ukraine, why buy this engine from France? It's like, that's our first instinct, cheap and best. People have to break this next generation, basically my generation, has to break this mold. Otherwise, we'll fundamentally be always stuck as a third tier country. Will be like, just give me a job, just give me a job. So I'm really happy about this, and I wish them all the luck, because the amount of effort, the amount of sweat, blood and tears they are pouring into their products, I really want them to succeed, and they are showing what is possible in India. It's not just like a cheap product. It's like, I can carry this product to abroad, and people are like, oh, nice, interesting. Like, they will say, it's a product that will stand on it. It won't be like, oh, it's just a cheap product. No, it will stand on its own. It's like, whoa. And then, like, ideally the best product would be people buy that and they're like, dude, how much you paid for this? Like, whoa, that's free, man. Like, it's that cheap. So this company is doing that. I really want them to succeed. So this was my presentation on electric scooty. I hope you liked it, learn from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment, because I try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free. And as always, thanks for watching.